Hey coin collectors, it's DC on the Big D, and this is a 1975 Lincoln penny, Lincoln 1 cent coin from the United States of America. It says, "In God We Trust" at the top, Liberty behind Lincoln, 1975 down here, and the letter D there for the Denver Mint. At the Denver Mint in 1975, they made 4.5 billion of these. That's billion with a B. There is one out of those 4.5 billion that's been rated an MS 68 or a Mint State 68. That one out of 4.5 billion is worth $10,000. There is also a Philadelphia Mint coin here, and you can tell that because there's no letter underneath. It will either have a D, an S, or no letter. S would be for San Francisco, D for Denver, no letter for Philadelphia. At Philadelphia, they made 5.45 billion pennies in 1975, and 3 of them were MS-68s, and those are worth about 10,500 each. And then finally they made them at the San Francisco Mint. They have found one proof 70 deep cameo at the San Francisco Mint, and that one's worth 15,000. So if you got the best San Francisco, the best Philadelphia, and the best Denver, you'd have about $35,000 worth of pennies just in 3 pennies. The uncirculated mint sets for 1975 are notorious for not being in great shape. This one has never been circulated at all, and it's just beat. It came out of the set with all these markings on it, all these colorings. You can see this down here, this mark here, almost like a burn mark. This did not happen at the Mint. This happened in the packaging after it was packaged at the Mint. Well, let's look at the back of it. It says United States of America at the top, E pluribus unum here, 1 cent here. Over here it says FG, and that's for Frank Gasparo, who's the engraver of the back of these coins. And there's Lincoln way down there inside the Lincoln Memorial. The engraver of the front of these coins is, let's see if we can find it right here. Right there, there's a V, a D, and a B, and you're going to have to take my word for it because it's not on that coin, but let's look at it on this coin. Why this used coin? No, not on that one either. And this is why they didn't have so many great coins, not on that one either. So what happens is in 1975, when you make 10 billion of anything, you sometimes kind of rush through it. They just didn't do a good job on a lot of the coins in 1975, or some of the mint sets, as you've seen. Now, it turns out that they also made coins, pennies in Canada in 1975. United States coins called a 1 cent coin. The word one, O-N-E. In Canada, these are called 1 cent with the number 1, and they both say cent on them. So this is a 1 cent or a Canadian penny. It says 1975 here on the back instead of on the front. It says Canada on the back on the bottom. United States pennies say United States on the back on the top. And then here we do have the initials of the engraver of this coin. That's a KG for George Kruger Gray. And we have the date on the back instead of on the front like we do on the US coins. This is a maple sprig here. We see that this is a geared back. These are not dots that don't touch. These all touch all the way in the back. We see that we got some great coloring there. If we flip it over, we see instead of a president, they have the Queen on their coins. And this is the Arnold Machen's second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. It says Elizabeth II here, DG, by the grace of God, Regina, or Queen, here. And Arnold Machen does not have any initials on these ones. In 1975, they made a Canadian penny, and they made 642 million of them. They don't have 3 different mint marks on these Canadian pennies. They don't have any mint marks at all. Canadian coins in general are all made at the Royal Canadian Mint, so no mint marks on them back in this day. Now, we always talk about how you know people used to say, well, I hated to get a Canadian penny because it was worth less. But these pennies are actually worth more if you're going to melt them down. And that's why Canada stopped making the penny. You can't get a Canadian penny anymore because they stopped making them because it was costing them between 3 and 5 cents for each penny. The Canadian pennies actually weigh a little bit more than a US penny. The Canadian penny is a 3.24 gram bronze coin. The U.S. penny is a 3.11 gram bronze coin. The Canadian penny is 19 millimeters in diameter, as is the U.S. penny, so they just both stand up about the same level. The Canadian penny, however, is 1.65 millimeters thick compared to the U.S. penny, which is 1.3 millimeters in thickness. These pennies, you can get some of these pennies that are valued up to a few $100s, and generally you're going to get those in what they call a brilliant uncirculated or proof condition, rather than the United States coins, which seem to go for a lot more generally in a circulating condition, except for 1975, when the most expensive coin to buy for the year 1975 for the United States is the San Francisco Mint proof coin, one proof 70, worth $15,000. All right, that's all we have today from Big D Coins. This is DC saying we'd love to have you subscribe to the Big D Coin channel. Leave any comments you have in the comment section.